Concrete Conversation. This is a space for real, raw, authentic conversations with people who have built something from the ground up. And if you know my brand, then you know my motto, the rose they grew from concrete. So to me, that stands for resilience. You basically bloom wherever you're planted. So everybody that comes on this show, they have a story to tell and they've overcame something. And I just want to give them their flowers. So let's welcome today's guest. We have Miss Jakeeva. So she is a serial entrepreneur. She does hair, she has a salon, she has a skincare business, she does all the things. So I'll let her kind of just give a little brief introduction and then we'll jump into our conversation.
Okay. So yeah, my name is Jakeeva Cherry. I'm from Norfolk, Virginia. I grew up between Norfolk and Chesapeake. I graduated from Oscar Smith High School, and yeah, from there I joined the military, and then I got out, and here I am now.
Okay, so from military to entrepreneur, love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, we're gonna have just real conversations, but I do have just some questions to keep things flowing. So I'll just jump into it. You kind of told us a little bit about yourself, but like, what was your childhood like?
My childhood. Okay, so I am I am 32. I turned 33 this year. Um, my mom had me when she was 15, so I grew up with a a teen mom,
Okay,
and then I have four younger brothers and sisters that came after me.
okay,
So I grew up like in a big family. Um, of course, like being that I had a teen mom, we started from humble beginnings. Um, I was growing up out the projects, out Grandy Park, places like that, and then as time went on, like my mom ended up getting married. So as time went on, things got better. We ended up moving to Chesapeake, and that's how I ended up graduating from Oscar Smith. Because we moved to Chesapeake, and then no, actually, I didn't graduate from Oscar Smith. I graduated from Deep Creek. Not me lying.
okay,
Not me lying. I went to Oscar Smith first, and then we moved again to Deep Creek, and then that's when I graduated from Deep Creek High School.
okay,
But yeah, so that's pretty much how my childhood was. A little chaotic, being that it was five kids and I'm the oldest, so I grew up like with a lot of responsibility as
okay,
well.
okay. And yeah, I get that from you. Like, I get that you're kind of like mature.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, you have that like grown woman mindset.
yeah,
Like, yeah. So, you were like the oldest. So, did you feel like you had to like take care of your siblings? And
absolutely,
okay,
absolutely. I had a teen mom that was
okay,
at work all the time,
right,
so it's
right.
like she was always at work to take care of her, herself and all these kids.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
I feel like when you kind of have to step into that role, like that gives you that leadership mindset, like just
mhm,
so you can run a business, you can like start things on your own,
yeah,
So I think just your childhood shapes who you are.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
who were you before becoming an entrepreneur? Like what made you want to join the military?
Okay, so it's funny because a lot of people think, a lot of people that don't know me, that's just getting to know me, they think that I was in the army and then I became an entrepreneur. But that's actually not how it happened. I was an entrepreneur since I was like 12,
Okay.
literally. So I started doing hair when I was 12. In high school, I had business cards. Like I was, doing it up.
Hustling.
Like it was serious for me. So
Yeah.
I went to cosmetology school in high school as well.
Okay.
So I got my license while I was still in high school.
That's smart. I wish I would have did
Yeah, and it was
that.
free.
Right.
So
That's why I wish.
yes. So when I graduated high school, I already had my license and I went straight into working into a salon. And I was doing commission at
Okay.
first. Well, actually, no. Yeah, I started with commission. And then I moved to another salon and I started paying booth rent and stuff. Mind you, I didn't even have no clients for real. Like I had a little bit of clients, or I used to like get walk-ins and stuff like that, but it wasn't like booming.
Right.
So at that time when I graduated high school, I feel like, I don't know about everybody else, but for me, I felt the pressures of everybody's watching. Like my siblings are watching, like what I'm about to do after this, because it's like I'm not a kid anymore. Like I'm still a kid, but
Yeah.
you stepping into adulthood when you don't have to go to school every day. It's nobody like controlling what you do. So it's kind of like you on your own. You have to be mindful of the decisions you make.
Right.
So being that was like that, you know, I was still having faith in myself though. Like I would literally use all my mama printer paper and print out flyers to go pass them out at the mall, in the parking lot, anything of that sort. But I had a car with a car note, so I would only make enough money to pay my car note and like my phone bill or something. But in the midst of that, my mom had got really sick. Like she ended up getting diagnosed with breast cancer. So at the time, it was kind of like we didn't really know what was going to happen with her because she was in and out of the hospital. Like it was hard, and I hadn't even been out of high school for a year yet. So it was kind of like, oh no, like I ain't got no money. This doing hair ain't, you know, it's not sustainable right now.
It's something stable.
Yeah, I need stability because I got 2 brothers and 2 sisters at home. Like I got younger siblings. So if something happened to my mom,
it's on you.
Yeah, so it's like nobody. We don't like in my family. We don't have somebody that's like able to like step up like that in that way and
so you were that person.
Yeah. So I was like, I did a panic thing, and I was like, I'm just gonna join the army. Like, girl, what? You never thought about joining the army a day in your life? What are you talking about? I didn't tell anybody. First of all, I didn't talk to my mom about it because I knew she would panic, and I didn't want to stress her out. So it was like I just made a decision like that, and I went to the recruiting station, and I knew it was funny because I knew I had my cosmetology license, and for certain like certificates and stuff, they give you like promotion points and stuff like that for the military. So when I went to the recruiting station, they was like, you know, asking me, well, what type of job are you interested in? I didn't know a type of job. I do hair.
Right.
So I was like, well, I have my cosmetology license because literally back in the day, like that was an actual MOS. It was a job in the military. They had their own barbers and everything.
Okay.
So it was like, I knew that was a thing. So that's, you know, what I went for. They literally laughed at me and they was like, girl, we don't do that. Like that was years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh no, I guess what do y'all have? So I ended up becoming a truck driver in the Army.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I ended up getting stationed in Hawaii. And I brought my family there with me. Like my mom, all my siblings, they ended up becoming my dependents. And then while I was there in Hawaii, I was going to work every day, but I had started like building clientele, like doing hair. So it was like I ended up still doing my business anyway while I was in.
Oh, I love that because I had no idea you were even in the military or any of that. So that's like humble beginnings. So you started and then you actually made your way through the military.
Yes.
But you still stuck with what you were passionate about. Yes. So that's dope. I love to see that. So how long were you in?
4 years.
Okay, so you got in and got out.
Yeah, I finished my contract and I was like, you know what? Woo! And then I had built my clientele like pretty well. So it was like, and then my mom had got better.
Okay.
2 of my siblings ended up graduating from high school while we was there.
Aww.
And it was like that created it created space for me to be like, all right, I can think about me now, like just me,
right?
Because my mom's not, you know, she's not doing how she was in the past. My siblings graduated high school. Like I'm getting more freedom to live my life how I want to live it and follow my dreams. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get out. So even my leadership was like, girl, this don't sound like a good plan. Like, what do you mean gonna get out and do hair? What are you talking about? Like, literally.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not listening to nobody. Because even when I told my mom I was getting out, she was like, why would you do that? So, but it's funny because when I told her I was going in, after I had already swore in everything, she was like, why would you do that? So it's like, I learned early that I can't listen to everybody else. I can't listen to other people's fear.
Right.
You know, to stop me from doing what it is that I see for myself.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you cannot let other people's like lack mindset determine what's for you. So like you were kind of living in survival mode like during that time.
Absolutely.
And so you said that's what caused you to make those decisions. So you panicked and joined the military. But you're glad you did it though, right? Okay.
Yeah.
sometimes like we need to be in survival mode to kind of push us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's like you too comfortable.
Right.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
Exactly. So I know that you're like very like spiritual. Like I see you talk a lot about spirituality on your Facebook and things. And that's why
Yeah.
like I feel like I resonate with you a lot. So like what does spirituality mean to you?
You know how like a lot of people, they grow up going to church and they grow up like Christian or just being taught religion and certain things like that. I didn't grow up like that. I had a teen mom. So, and then my family wasn't religious either. Like my grandma, my grandpa, none of them were like religious people. So, and then like my grandma on my dad's side, she would take me to church sometimes, like if I would go, over there. But I didn't grow up like with religion being shoved in my face. It was like I knew about God, I knew about Jesus, but not really from my family, just from the world around me, really. And like my family didn't like not believe, but they were like floaters. They weren't like in their Bible or
hard.
It was just like thank God, like type of energy, like So I didn't grow up in a religious environment. So my family, they were kind of all just like floaters, like we just floating through the world, basically.
Right.
Or like my mom would go to church if like something hard was going on in her life.
Yeah.
Now we in church some random Sunday, twice out of the year, and she's just standing there crying, and I'm just like, girl, what's going on with you? Like,
that's funny.
Got me at church. My mom was like, Lord help me. So that's kind of how I grew up. So I didn't you know how some people like they like start religious and then they become like more spiritual and free to experience the world. Mine was not, it wasn't like that. So
kind of have like an awakening, or like did you have something that kind of pushed you?
Okay, so I always believed in like just a higher power, right? So I never really cared to put a face or a name to it. It was just like I feel something. Something is going on. Like it's kind of like, it's like spirituality to me. It's like the things that we experience that we can't always see, that we can't always touch. It's like, but we know something is going on. Like something is going on around us. And I don't think it was like really a moment. I don't remember like a moment that I just had an awakening, because I know that's like a conversation that people have. I listened to it, but I never thought about it for myself, so I can't like pinpoint. But I do remember like in 2020, I got into dream interpretation.
Okay.
For myself at first, and I started having like really like traumatic dreams. And I was like, what is this? Like, I need to know what this means immediately.
Were you like scared? Or
yes, okay. Like I was Googling stuff, but it was like just stuff from my childhood, childhood trauma. And in my childhood, like my siblings' dad, he was abusive to my mom. So it was like, I guess like my brain, my subconscious was processing like just all of that trauma at one time. Though it was like, whew, this is a lot. Yeah. Because at the time, like around that time, I had started experimenting with shrooms.
Okay.
So it wasn't like I was searching for something like specifically. It was just like, oh, I looked it up. It was like, oh, I'll try that. Like it's very simple.
Yeah, and I've done it before too, and it definitely does like activate.
Yeah, like, it's like parts of my brain started glowing that was just dull before. It was like, let's wake her up. Like, yeah, it was like that. So I think that my shroom trips definitely triggered like my dreams, my nightmares, and it was like I needed to get to the bottom of it. Like, what do I feel like? Who am I feeling like, basically? And when I started interpreting my dreams, I started realizing how these things like affect me, in my waking life. Because even going through trauma as a kid, a lot of it, especially like my mom being abused and stuff, I used to like think it was like just her experience. It was like, yeah, my mom went through that, but not realizing like, girl, you went through that. You was a baby.
It
like
affects you.
Yes, you was a kid. So it was like, that's your experience too.
Right.
So that's when I kind of started processing it in that light. And I think that also helped me like be more intentional, like with my spirituality, and like just being more intentional about the direction I go, how I live my life, the decisions that I make for myself, and just kind of it helps me navigate, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you just be more intentional in your awareness.
Right.
I feel like.
So, you also interpret other people's dreams too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
how does that work? Like, how do you know? Like,
Studying.
okay.
So I when I started interpreting my own dreams and realizing what was going on, and it was just making too much sense. It was like, let me tell y'all what's going on. Like, so like my close friends and family, I would be telling them what I'm experiencing, and I'm talking to my mom about this stuff and everything. Like, so then it was like a constant thing. Like my dreams was like going crazy. Like I was just getting so much information, and I would interpret it and share my experience. And then the people around me that was listening to this crazy stuff was like, wait, I had a dream, do mine. Like, and it was like, okay. So then I'm researching, I'm looking up stuff, I'm thinking about things I already know. And it wasn't at that time, it wasn't like what we got now, like ChatGPT, AI. It wasn't like that. Like you could Google something, they're gonna tell you anything.
Right.
You're gonna have like 20 different answers pop up. It's just not gonna make any sense.
Right.
But at this time as well, I was also in college. And when I first started college, I was going for business. But as I was going through this transition, I was also taking psychology classes because I needed them for my degree anyway. But once I got into that, it was just like, oh, actually, I want to switch my major. And I ended up switching to psychology. Okay. So then I started learning more about like the brain, how it works, how we think, how our environment shape us. Like it was so many like things. And I started researching symbolism as well. So sometimes like when you have dreams, when people have dreams, they just remember certain things, like, oh, like it was pink flowers in a vase that stood out to me, like, and it's just like, okay, what does pink flowers represent? Like when you and so I ask questions and I kind of go with what I know. Okay. And see,
that's dope.
See what I come up with.
Yeah, that's dope. So do you feel like you're like psychic, or is this is different from being psychic?
Okay, so it depends. It depends on the dream. It depends on the person. It depends on the experience, because sometimes it's separate. Sometimes it's just like, girl, I know psychology, I know this answer. But then sometimes it's like, I don't know how I know this, but I know this. Like,
right. Yeah. And it's just like an innate feeling, like it's in you.
Yes. Yeah. And so even being psychic, that's a thing. Like I would, like my dreams, I would have dreams of like premonitions or just stuff that's going on or that's gonna go on. Like, and it would be so detailed to where it's like, that's creepy. Like, actually don't tell me nothing else. Like that's the vibe. So it's just like, I feel psychic. I feel like I just know stuff, y'all.
Did you feel like weird, like when you would have these conversations with people?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It was like, oh, girl, you was a weirdo.
Right.
Literally, like, and then it makes you, that feeling, I feel like when you're not used to it and you don't really know what's going on, but you know what's going on, like, things are happening. And then the people around you looking at you weird because you're talking about certain, it's like, girl, are you crazy? Right. And it's like, no, I'm not crazy, y'all. I promise. Like, don't. Because
I felt like, I don't think I'm like psychic, and I haven't had any dream interpretations, but I definitely have that innate feeling, like I follow my intuition, like I pick up on signs and like symbolism. Like I feel like the universe literally speaks to me. Like I read it and I follow it. So like you said, I feel like it's kind of like a guide, like to life. So if you actually stop and pay attention to the signs around you, then you can hear like God speaking to you.
Yeah, and I feel like everybody can do it.
Right.
And people don't realize that sometimes a lot of people, they go to other people, they go to pastors, they go to readers, they go to, just
outside sources.
Yes, outside source. But sometimes the whole thing is in you. Like,
right. But a lot of people don't know how to tap into that. So they, that's why psychics are like needed, and like,
And then a lot of times, a lot of them are already tapped into it, but they're afraid themselves, so they push it away.
Right.
And it's like, you stunt your growth when you do that.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was my thing. Like I was surrounded by a lot of people who were like heavy in the church or like super Christian and stuff. So I would just feel weird and like feel like I can't talk about this stuff because it's like taboo, or like they're gonna think I'm crazy, or like submit me to the psych ward, or like
yeah, literally.
I'm just like, let me just not even talk about it. But it just got to a point where I'm like, I can't really hide this anymore. Yeah. So I'm gonna just express who I am, like, you know what I mean? So, and that's why I've been trying to kind of also reach out to more people who are more spiritual mindsets, because I just feel like we resonate more. I could be myself, you know? So do you feel like spirituality has changed the way that you live, like
Yeah.
for the better, or
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
okay,
It's funny because it's funny that you say like for the better,
yeah,
right? Because ultimately, yes, but there has been times where it felt like me being in annoying. It's when you are in annoying, sometimes it separates you from people you love, people you care about, you know, and y'all start not to resonate with each other no more. And it's
right,
like, because I change, is it me? But it also, like, when you think about it like that, you end up shrinking yourself.
right, right.
So I feel like there's been times where that has happened to me. But overall, as I kept going, it was like, no, I'm not doing that. Like,
Yeah. So do you feel like people started to bend to you, like accept you more?
accept me or get out my face.
Or okay.
Yeah. So it's like, and I've learned to be okay with either or.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that. Yeah, that was some advice for me. Do you feel like you can create your life like through manifestation? Like
Absolutely.
you can. Okay.
I that's what I did my whole life.
Mm.
It's funny because I had I was thinking about this. Um let's see. Okay, last year I went to Jamaica, right? And I went to the Jamaica with some friends and my wife, and we was on the beach and we was looking for shells in the sand.
Mhm.
And in the midst of that, like, everybody's trying to be intentional. They don't want to just pick up any shell. So everybody's like, I want to find something that's like calling my name. Like, so it was like, okay, what's calling my name? So I'm looking for me, like something
Right.
like just a little souvenir. So I'm looking and I'm looking. I see stuff, but nothing's calling my name. And I'm just like, I'm the type of person I start like I'm neurodivergent as well. So I
I feel
start
like
getting
I am.
I start getting a little flustered, like, where is my stuff? Even
Right.
though
Right.
it's sand, like, what is going on? But in the midst of that, I ended up finding a bow rat.
Oh wow.
Just a random bow rat on the beach, and it's like it got sand on it, so I picked it up, and I was like, well, I guess this was calling my name. Like, I don't know what this means yet, but. And then I was looking at the bow rat and I was thinking about it and I was talking about it, and it was just like, why I got a bow rat? And it was like, well, you do hair, so. And it was like, it was just telling me like I'm just a girl, right? So some people will look at this and be like, oh, that girl's crazy. Like, she found a bow rat and just made a whole story. Like, no, it was like I really was thinking about it. So I ended up calling my mom when I got back to my Airbnb, and I was like, Mom, I told her the same story I just told you. And I'm like, yeah, I found a bow rat. And she was like, that's crazy because just yesterday, I was telling my best friend, her best friend, she was telling her best friend. And she was like, yeah, Kiki used to do her own hair, like when she was like in first grade, type vibe. And then her friend was like, girl, what? Like, how is she doing her hair? Girl, I think you're getting the timeline mixed up because they've been friends for years.
Right.
For like 25 years. So it's like she met me when I was a kid as well. And my mama was like, no, like, I'm pretty sure, it was this age, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, she told me throughout the conversation, like, she ended up feeling like shame. Cause it was like, dang, my baby was doing her own hair, like, and then her friend, like it's like unbelievable to her, but it's like, no, my baby was really doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it, and I was like, I don't feel like you should feel shame. I feel like even those experiences, because what had happened, my mom used to forget to do my hair when I was little. So in those experiences, it like helped mold me.
Yeah.
Still, either way, it's like even the traumatic things we experience help mold
Shaped
us.
who you are.
Exactly.
Right.
So I feel like, that bow rat just brought up that conversation. It was like, oh, okay, so this is resonating on a whole nother level now. Like, this is literally me, and guess what? I'm still a girl. Even my mama talking about her baby girl. Like, yes, that is
Right,
me.
right.
So it's like, yeah.
And then just the symbolism, like you said, like you found a bow, like that was for you specifically, because nobody else would have even cared about it.
Literally.
So like I look at everything deep, like as
Yeah.
a deeper meaning. So yeah, I really love that.
Yeah.
I find like little things all the time. So everything has meaning
Yeah.
in life. So you said you're married, so you
Yes.
have a wife. So what was it like? And this might be a little personal. So what was it like coming out for you?
Well, that's funny, right? Because I literally thought about this recently, and I thought it was funny. So I never came out.
Okay.
Right.
So you just been you, like.
Yes, okay, so I had a girlfriend in middle school. My first
Okay.
girlfriend in middle school. And I never came out. It was just like, all right, we go together. You can come over my house. It was like I didn't feel the pressures of coming out.
Okay.
So, like I said, I didn't grow up like religious or anything, even though you don't have to be religious to grow up with people who are like homophobic,
Judgmental, right.
or judgmental. But I just didn't feel that was my experience. Like I never came out. It was just like, yep, it's my girlfriend.
So you just always been comfortable,
yes,
like, with yourself.
Like my girlfriend coming to my house, like,
okay.
And like my mama, she ended up like finding out. It wasn't like a secret though.
Okay.
But she ended up finding out. I think she like found like a letter or something that she like my girlfriend wrote to me or I wrote, but she knew my girlfriend. Mind you, it's a whole stud. So she ended up like finding out like, oh my God, like, so you like girls, like, and I'm like, yeah, like, and then she was just like, oh, okay, like it was just never like
a thing.
Yeah. And then like even with like my grandma, my cousins, my aunties, like I grew up knowing gay people as well, so it was like nobody in my family was ever judgmental in that way.
Okay, well that's good. That's a blessing because
Yeah.
a lot of people struggle.
Yeah,
You know.
and that's what I was saying too. I was like, I never realized, like back then, I'm not thinking about, oh, this is such a blessing, like, but realizing it now as an adult, and then seeing what people go through, like with their family members, the people that they love and care about, and how they're rejected for being themselves.
Right.
And I didn't have to experience that, and I'm grateful to grow up like with a accepting family.
Do you have like any advice for people who like, go through that? Like,
I feel like at the end of the day, you just got to do you. Because okay, so I will say I didn't come out, but like I said, my grandma on my dad's side, I grew up like close with her, and as I grew up, like it was more distance or whatever. But at this time, I was in middle school. I think I was in middle school, and then I think like she called me one day, and I guess she heard that I had a girlfriend or something, and she was like, you can't get into heaven like that. And I was like, ooh, grandma. But it's funny too, because her saying that, when I say I didn't realize how much it affected me and how much it hurt me, like, because I grew up close with my grandma, like, so I ain't really talked to her after that. It was just like, well, you don't accept me, or you feel like I can't get in heaven. Even, girl, I'm not even religious. But at the time, I don't realize that I'm not religious. I'm just like, I'm in middle school. I'm like 8th grade. Like, so it's like, as I grew up, that stuck with me. Like, it's just always like back here because somebody I love and cared about said it to me.
Right. So
even though like the rest of my family's not like that, my grandma saying that to me because she was like, she had ended up becoming a pastor and stuff before she passed away. She ended up passing away while I was in the Army in 2014. And I didn't even realize before that, but I was mad at her still. For something she said when I was a kid, it still stuck with me. But I never expressed to her that I was mad. But I could just tell, when I look back, I could tell in my actions. So like my grandma, she was like a pastor. When she had her funeral, I wore jeans on purpose. It was just like, and they got holes in my kneecaps. Like,
so you were just being a rebel.
Yeah, and it was just like, I wish somebody would say something to me, right? Type energy, right? So, in the midst of that, time went on. I became an adult, and when I started having those dreams, I think at that time when I had got like more into like my spiritual bag, I ended up building my altar. That's what it was. I built my altar, and I was very intentional about it. But when I put my grandma up there, I didn't feel connected to her. And I'm like, what is this?
Right.
And then that's when I'm like, okay, let me retrace my steps. Let me go back,
And that's like the shadow work,
Yes,
right? You know,
yes,
digging like deep to figure out like what's the root of the issue. Like, why am
exactly.
I even like feeling like this?
And
So,
I
yeah.
remembered, and then it was like the full moon. Yeah, it was a full moon, and I was like, let me write my grandma a letter. So
Mhm.
I ended up writing her a letter. I burned it with some ancestor money. And it was, and when I wrote the letter, I was intentional, and I just told her like I forgive her for what she said to me, but I also told her like you got to live your life.
Right.
This is my turn. Like this is
That
I'm
part.
still gonna do what I got to do for me.
Right.
So I wrote the letter. It was like to grandma from you know from your grandbaby. So I burned the letter, and that night I had a dream.
Mm.
And in the dream, I am at school, and I'm at school with my wife, and we walking down the hall. As soon as we bend the corner, my grandma's standing right there, and she's smiling. And yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, grandma, what are you doing here?" And she was like, put your hand out." Like, so I put my hand out, and she handed me a heart-shaped gold locket. And then she closed my hand and told me to she said, "Keep going." Like so
Aw.
it was like, "Oh, okay. Keep going." So I woke up. I was like, "Oh my god, I did magic last night." I had a dream about my
But no, for
grandma.
real.
Yeah.
Like, so do you believe that was really her coming, like her
Absolutely.
spirit,
Yes.
like giving you her, like,
Yes.
you know?
And then it's crazy because it was like even that dream was so intentional. It turned a negative into a positive, but in a way deeper way that people don't even realize, because when she said put your hand out, right? When I was younger, I remember I got in trouble and my grandma told me to put my hand out, and she popped me, right? So this time it was like put your hand out, and she gave me something,
Aw,
you know, that
yeah.
represented like love. So
Right.
it was like, oh, it's like it changed a bad memory to a good memory.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like
That's, yeah, I love
so
that.
it was
That's,
like really deep for me, you know.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I love stuff like that. Like, I love conversations like this because I'm just a super deep person.
yeah,
So, yeah, that's, I feel like, you know, you transmuted your pain, you know,
yeah,
into to purpose, or like, you know, that's,
yeah.
I love that.
And then afterwards, I never dreamed about my grandma before that. So
Hmm.
afterwards, I started getting more dreams of her, where she's always like looking out for me, like on my journey.
Yeah.
And it'd be her teaching me lessons, even if she scolded me. It's like, dang, my grandma fussed me out in my dream last
That's
night.
that tough love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it always came with purpose, and that's
Hmm.
how my grandma was. So yeah, I feel like it was her. It's in the spirit realm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, I mean, the 3D world is just a reflection of the spiritual world. Like, the
Mm-hmm.
spiritual world is actually the real world. Like,
Mm-hmm.
the 3D is just a projection.
Yeah.
So, you know, I always tell people who are like sad when they lose people, you know, I get it, but it's like they're really not gone. Like, their spirit
Mm-hmm.
still lives on. So,
Yeah,
you know, you just
absolutely.
got to hold on to that. So, let's get into your skincare business. So, what inspired you to start that?
My wife. So it's funny because it was like she actually
Shout out to her. She's behind the camera.
period. So it's a funny story because it was never meant to be a skincare business, right?
Mm.
So I was having like my own personal issues with like acne and hyperpigmentation and stuff like that, and it was affecting me like terribly, like just my confidence, how I show up. It was like I just did not feel comfortable in my skin.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say I was trying like just different stuff and nothing was working, and it was like, bruh. Then I start researching like the chemicals that was in the stuff, and it's just like, bruh, this is why it's not working.
Right.
So, like I would just be so sad some days, and one day my wife was like, it's okay, babe. I'm gonna make you some stuff. Like I'm gonna make you anything. Like she just, you know, saying she gonna make me all these products for my skin. It's gonna get better. So as I'm laying down and she's saying this stuff, I'm just like, yeah, whatever, girl. So, she ended up doing it. She ended up making just stuff. Now it's funny though because it was like, you know, in the beginning when she doing her research and you know she's like experimenting, so she don't really know what she's doing, but she just putting stuff together.
So it's all natural stuff.
Mm-hmm,
okay.
Yeah. So, but when she was doing it, it was like I was like the test dummy. So I'm trying on everything she created, and some stuff was like, girl, don't make me that no more. Like, but then she made the citrus bar.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like really intentional, just about the ingredients and how she did it. And when I say, like, I used that bar and I like started noticing
Oh wow.
like just how my skin felt. It felt tightened, and it was like brighter. And I was like, hold on, this like got
Might
me
be on to
extra.
something.
Yeah, this got me extra clean. And as I kept using it, my skin just was clearing up. And I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
this is the jackpot. Like, so it was working so good. And I was like, I was like telling my family and friends, because they like, oh, your skin look good, because people notice.
Mhm.
And I was like, Megan made me this soap. We gonna send y'all some. Y'all need to try it. So then we sent them some. They was trying it. They loved it. And then I looked at her and I was like, we should turn this into a business. And she was like, girl, no, I don't want to do that. Girl, yes you do. Yes you do. Like, come on now. Everybody can't miss out on this.
Right.
So then she was like, okay, I'll try it. So then that's what happened. We just went from there.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what was in the citrus bar?
So not
Well,
the
you
Krabby
can't give
Patty
us
formula, but
right.
no, the ingredients are all they're all up there. So
Okay.
that's funny. Like, I feel like that's something too that makes us stand out as like organic skincare business owners, because when you get a product and you read the label and you see the ingredients, but you don't even know what majority of that stuff is.
Right.
It's like, I don't know what this is. Like, they got code words for simple stuff. Like, it's just chaotic. And I feel like ours is like very simplified. You know exactly what's in it. You know it's tea tree. You know it's carrot seed oil. You know it's turmeric. You know it's activated charcoal. Like, just simple, clean ingredients, and you know what you're putting on your skin. And I feel like that's like a big thing that people enjoy about using our stuff.
Yeah, because they're like literally trying to kill us, like with the products and stuff. So to find something that's all natural,
Literally.
like that's what we need now. Like, and I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people are getting more into holistic, like skincare, healthcare, all the things. So yeah, I tried your bar. I don't remember which one it was, but I loved it because like I have real sensitive skin, so it was really like gentle on me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I gotta get some more. I gotta restock.
Okay.
And didn't y'all just restock? Or you did
Yeah, we
okay.
did.
Okay, because I get them emails. So.
Period.
And I seen the before and after. So like, how long did it take you to kind of get results from it?
Okay, so it's funny. I feel like within the first 3 months, I got like really good results, like fast. And then after that, like, I would have like blemishes here and there. So I was noticing that, like, I needed something, and being that so the citrus bar is like a detox bar. So it's deep cleaning your skin, but if you use it too much, you can irritate your skin as well. So I had noticed that, and then Megan had made another bar called the sea moss and aloe. So it's more soothing. So when I had started rotating that, that's like really what kept it like controlled mostly. Right. So it's like the citrus bar, like, it'll deep cleanse you. It'll like make strip it. It'll make it go away. But then if you irritating your skin in the process, then what's the point?
Yeah, you gotta like re-moisturize.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. How long have y'all had the skincare business?
7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, did it take a while for it to like really take off, or?
It's funny because I feel like our launch day was very successful. Like, literally, like, and it's funny because we didn't have the things we have now. We didn't have any of that. So I think our first stock that we ever did, we got like 50 orders.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And that was within 1 week.
Wow.
Yeah. We got 50 orders, and we didn't expect it though. Yeah. It was like, oh no.
Y'all want for 50?
I'm
Did y'all even have enough product?
Okay, so we had enough stuff because we had like ordered stuff in bulk, but we didn't know that we would have to use it like so soon. So it was kind of like chaotic. Our kitchen was crazy, like, and I feel like at that time we didn't have. First of all, we didn't have the knowledge we have now, so we didn't have like labels with ingredients lists or nothing like we didn't have soap boxes. We had plastic wrap
Right.
and little sticky notes with the name of the soap. Like this is what it is.
But
What's
you
in
gotta
it?
start somewhere.
Yeah, we didn't have a website.
Yeah.
We had like a Cash App and Vibes. Like that's what we had. So we started there, and it was just like, okay, this is a bit chaotic because then if you don't got a website either, people are placing orders. Now we got to handwrite 50 people labels, shipping labels, like by ourselves. This is crazy.
Right.
And we're also handwriting the sticky notes that's going on the plastic wraps.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay,
y'all need a team.
We
like,
don't even know what's going on right now. This took us too fast.
Yeah.
So after that, like we were really intentional about just how we promoted our business and just being on it every day. Because being that I'm a serial entrepreneur, it was like I knew some stuff. I didn't know anything about running a skincare business, but I knew how to promote a business.
Right.
How to show up for a business. Mm-hmm. So I knew it was like day one, I was like, yeah, this $1 million company. It's plastic wrap on your soap. Like, girl, you are delusional. But I feel like
you gotta be.
Yeah, seriously, you really gotta be. So I think, yeah, that's how it went. And then from there, like every year, we just kept growing. Yeah.
Damn, that's dope. I love that. Like,
thank you.
So all y'all still do everything?
Yes, still. Okay. To this day.
Okay.
So I think people don't realize, like, I feel like a lot of times we post like the highlights of like, okay, all the orders packed, y'all. We're shipping them out today. But people don't really see the behind the scenes that much. So where it's like, y'all, we at work, we look a mess and we hungry, we tired. Like, y'all don't even know what we going through to do this. So it's like, it was a restock. How are y'all about to ship 500 orders? Because we tired. And y'all trying to fuss at us because it took 2 weeks. You gotta leave us alone.
Right.
Okay. Right. So we work hard. But yeah, I don't think people realize like how much effort it takes to run a skincare business where you do make everything. Mm-hmm. You gotta make imagine. It's so many jobs. You gotta make everything. You gotta print labels. You gotta order inventory. You gotta promote the business. You got to update stuff on the website. You gotta play customer service. It's just so many things.
Right.
So many jobs. And then I feel like being that, but I also feel like, when things are done, you do get that room to like breathe. So say if we had a restock, right? They'd be like, all right, 2 weeks, we had this restock and all the orders shipped. Now we can go somewhere for 2 weeks. Like we can go on vacation for 2 weeks.
Right.
And, just relax, calm our nervous system, not have to worry about, certain stuff. So I feel like it comes with its benefits for sure. And then, doing hair is like you have to be there to make the money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, I mean, this is great. I like doing hair. I love doing hair. But it's like some days it'd be like, Lord, I gotta go into work today.
Yeah.
Y'all can't just like pay for y'all hair and like I do it another time.
Right,
something. I don't know. But no, it's not. It's just 2 different lanes. Mm-hmm. But it works.
So do you like both of them equally, or would you pick
I like both. I like both equally.
Okay.
They both has its like benefits.
Right.
Because I feel like doing hair, you get to connect with people more. It's not like
it's
so much
personable.
Internet. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Have you ever wanted to like quit? Like,
no, absolutely not. I can't see like, okay, so I'm not gonna say I can't see myself working for nobody else because I can, but only on with certain conditions. Like it would be with intention and for a reason. Like I can't just go like just work somewhere random. But I still wouldn't want to give up like my business. Right. Just because it's mine. I built this. Like this is literally something I put blood, sweat, and tears into, literally. So working for somebody else in their business and letting go of mine, that don't make sense to me. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like at the end of the day, if you're gonna work hard for somebody else's business, you can do the same thing for yours. And the reason I say like I wouldn't say I wouldn't work for nobody, because with certain jobs, certain intentions. Like if I was to get a job in like the psych field, or something like that, because I have a degree. So if I was to do something like that, it would be with intention. Like I'm going here for a reason. I'm going here to get information and to learn and to see what I can do to better myself in my journey and, what I'm going to do with like this part of my life. So yeah, but quitting, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I resonate with that too. Like it's hard, but I can't see myself,
Yeah.
putting this much effort into anybody else's business,
Yeah. And then I don't like being told what to do.
That part.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Like I was in the army, but I did not fit in.
Yeah.
So it was
I
like
already knew I couldn't do military.
I was in there for 4 years, and it was like, who let this dork in here? Like that's what it felt like. And then even then, it was like when I was in the army, it was like I realized when they let me in, I was like, y'all just let anybody in because what is this? What is going on? And then I was bossy too. So it was like when you a certain rank, you don't got no space to be bossy, but I still was.
Right.
And it was like people would like treat me a certain way because of it. It was like she ain't got no rank. Who is she talking to? Like, why you trying to boss us around? But it was like I did, and I was good at it. Like, and I also think that stems from like being the oldest daughter, and you was always managing something, you know.
Right.
So it was like that's a part of me. I can't relinquish it just because I'm in a space where they don't want me to have that. They want me to just be straight minded, do whatever they say.
The leader,
like
yeah.
no, because some of y'all are stupid. Like literally, like who put you in charge? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
If I could be honest about myself to say who let me in here, I can look at you and say if they let them in here, like it's worse than me.
Yeah. No, they just want workers at
literally.
That point, you know.
They don't want thinkers.
Right.
And I'm a thinker.
Right.
So
and I just feel like that's mostly what entrepreneurs are. Like we just think for ourselves. We literally can't do what everybody else tells us to do. So just to wrap up the entrepreneurship conversation, what do you feel like is a lesson that you've learned from entrepreneurship?
I feel like the two of the biggest lessons I learned in entrepreneurship is always move with integrity and be okay with knowing when it's like be okay with knowing when to pivot.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of times entrepreneurs like they scared to let go of a certain direction because they feel like I'm supposed to do this, but it's like you keep running into a brick wall. If you keep doing that over and over, getting dizzy, why don't you just turn left,
right,
or turn right, or turn around and retrace your steps and try again? Because obviously either you missing a key to get in that door, or you're not supposed to be. That's not where you're supposed to be.
Exactly.
So I feel like I do that a lot in entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
and that's how you don't give up.
Right.
Because if you keep running into the brick wall, you
gonna burn yourself out,
and then you're gonna be like, all right, I give up.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just gotta go with the flow. Like go with what works, what don't work. If it don't work, you gotta just switch it up, pivot. So that was a good answer. Let's jump into your personal growth. So I know that entrepreneurship teaches you a lot about growth. What do you feel like what do you feel like healing has looked like for you? Because I know like also when you're in survival mode and things like that in entrepreneurship, it reflects in your business. So when you start working on healing and all those things, like it also reflects in your business, like it helps. So what do you feel like your healing journey has helped with?
I feel like with my healing journey, it's just being more intentional with my time management.
I know you said y'all take trips and stuff because you have like a good balance of work and
got to. But it wasn't always like that either.
Right.
It was one point in time we was running a whole storefront. We was both in college, and we had an online store. It was just chaos. I'm talking about like a big store too, like the whole big gigantic warehouse. It was just really unnecessary. Like just a lot of stress trying to get all of these things done, or feeling like we have to do all these things, in this amount of time, and still show up as like we got this. Like, show up for our customers, show up for our clients and stuff like that. I feel like it was a difficult journey, but I feel like when you start healing and you start being more intentional with your time and for yourself, because a lot of the times I feel like even as leaders, right, like when you watch movies and you see like kings and queens and they running countries and doing certain things and making certain decisions, But then when it's the right decision, everybody's celebrating with you,
Right.
right? But when it's the wrong decision, it's like everybody mad or everybody got something to say, and it's like you're not in my position,
Right.
but you're judging what's going on. But if things would have went right, you would have been celebrating,
Right.
so, or you would have wanted a piece of the pie.
Exactly.
And I feel like a lot of times leaders, it's easy for us to think about everybody else before we think about ourselves.
Yes.
It's easy for us to run ourselves into the ground because we got to do this, and show up for everybody else around us. And I feel like when you start managing your time wisely and your energy, like people think it's the currency is time, but it's really energy.
Right.
Because really time it's really
an illusion.
Exactly. But that energy, you feel that
Right.
matters. Like, so just where you put your time, where you put your energy, and just being more intentional about it. And I feel like in a sense of healing and what that did for me, calm my nervous system, help me take care of myself better, help me love myself better, and put myself first. Yeah. It taught me how to say no.
Right.
Because if you burn yourself out, ain't nobody gonna be able to run your business.
Exactly.
People don't care about your stuff how you care about your stuff.
Right.
So it's like, I gotta put me first. Like seriously, so I think in healing, traveling, writing, doing the things I love, whether it's something simple, watching my favorite show, and making sure I make time to watch my show. Like, not giving up my time to do something for somebody else when I just want to watch my show. Like, it could be so simple.
Yeah.
Like getting out the shower, just being more intentional about oiling your body, lotioning your body when you get out the shower. Just simple, slow
and people
things.
Don't even realize, like, it's the little things that, like, compound into, like, you really taking care of yourself. You know what I mean? And that's why I also want to have these conversations, too, so I can get different perspectives. Because, like, in entrepreneurship, we all have, like, similar goals. Like, we're running a business, but people are in different stages of life. And, like, I feel like you kind of already had your storefront and things like that. And I'm kind of in the middle of it. Like, I just opened up the salon. I've only been here for about 2 years. So I'm kind of in the thick of it. Like, I'm still grinding. Like, I'm not in that space to where I can just relax and so I'm trying to get in that soft life.
And you're going to get there.
Yeah.
You're going to get there.
But it's like, you got to go through these different stages.
Yeah.
But
it's no
right. You can't just skip steps.
Yeah. Because if you do, guess what? You're going to get kicked right back.
Right.
And do it over.
Exactly. Till you learn it, But that's dope, though. Like, I think, like you said, you just have to prioritize yourself, prioritize, self-love, like self-care, all those things. Because if not, you're going to burn out. And then, like you said, nobody's going to care about your business the way that you do. Yeah. So, yeah. Love that.
I think, too, like, with loving yourself, right? A lot of people say, like, I love myself. But what are you willing to do? Right? And I feel like it's always going to be something. You can always love yourself better. So some people might say, I feel like I love myself. But, like, what are you eating? Where are you working out? Are you actually saying no to people? Are you caring about how you feel more than other people? So I feel like even, like, loving myself has been, like, a very intentional journey, like, really intentional. Because even when I started it, it was like I kept going through situations and I was like, why are these people treating me like this? Oh, because you're a doormat.
Right.
You letting them treat you like that.
Exactly.
And it affects you in certain ways that sometimes you can't even explain. And I remember one day I was, like, in the shower and I was crying. I was talking to my wife and I was like, I don't know why this keep happening, but I'm done with it. Like, I remember like choosing myself in that moment and just being, like, really intentional. And like you said, people don't realize it's the small things. Like, I got a mug and it says self-love era. So, like, every time I get a drink, like, Megan makes me a drink, it's like, here's your mug. It's like, yeah, you know what it is. Don't play with me. So it's like, that was the energy. But with anything and everything, it was like in this situation, I would look at situations like, how can I love myself right now? Like, I need to be more selfish, because as growing up as the oldest, you learn to be selfless.
Right.
It's like you learn to sacrifice and put everything before yourself. And even in entrepreneurship, when it comes to clients and, customers, you want them to be happy. You want them to be happy. You want them to share your stuff, promote you, tell their friends you want them to come back. So you want to make sure they happy when they leave. But then in some instances, it's like, hold on, the customer is not always right. Who made this up? Like,
right.
So you get into that mode, and you just trying to navigate certain situations to where you are comfortable and they're comfortable.
Right. It has to be a balance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of just give and take, like, because people will come and take and then just leave you with nothing,
Mhm.
So you gotta put your foot down, like
Mhm.
stand your ground. How have boundaries changed your life?
Girl, it freed me.
Yeah.
It freed me because I noticed, like, I've always been like a kind person, a helpful person. It's like I said, it's being when you grow up as the oldest sibling with responsibilities, like for real, it molds you in a way that a lot of people, if you haven't experienced it, like you could see it all day long, but if you haven't experienced it, you don't really understand the magnitude of how it affects you. Because it's like that. It's like a double-edged sword. It's like good things come with it, but also terrible habits.
Right.
So implementing boundaries was hard. Like, it was something I've been trying to do for years. Like, I'm trying to do it, but I'm uncomfortable doing it.
Right.
So it's like I don't want
saying no to people is hard.
It's like I don't want to say no because, and then when you used to being, everybody's used to you being the accountable one,
Yeah.
right? It's like you're responsible. You are someone people can depend on. So when you have that title, you want to live up to people's expectations until you don't.
Right.
And then sometimes even when you don't, you still try to do it. But I noticed when I was doing it out of guilt or shame or, whatever, it was never a good situation. It never felt good. It was like, I'm helping somebody. I'm supposed to feel good about it, but I'm annoyed, or I just feel away. Like, whatever it is, I noticed when I start feeling like that, and it always backfires. So when I start feeling like that now, if I literally think about it, like, do I feel good saying yes, or do I just really don't want to, or I can't?
That's big, because that's something that I've been doing lately too.
Yeah.
Like, in the moment, like, how does this make me feel?
Yeah.
And if I feel pressure to do it, then it's a no. Like,
And I also went through a phase where people was used to me saying yes, and then it was a phase where I feel like I was put in to where I even if I wanted to say yes, I can't say yes because I've depleted, everything that I have to help other people. So when you in a space like that and you realize I can't even help, maybe it was like a phase where it was like maybe I'm being punished, or maybe I'm in a state of lack because I gave it all away. I depleted my resources for other people, and sometimes that blessing was just for me.
Exactly.
And when I realized that, it was like, oh, okay, so I'm not in a space to help. How can I help though? Because I want to help. It was like now I can't help, and I actually want to help.
Right.
Oh, that's when I can use my voice. That's when I can pray. That's when I can use my heart posture to, speak to a higher power about whoever I'm trying to help. And I noticed that did more of a shift than anything. Because just sometimes just helping people, you just teach them how to be reliant on you.
Yeah.
But when you talk to a higher power about your people and, wanting to help in that way, it's spiritual. And it transfers in a different way than just giving stuff out,
And people don't appreciate it. And
Yeah.
like, people have to learn for themselves.
Exactly.
So they can do it
And then that's when you also pray. When you pray, you make sure you pray for clarity for that person.
Right.
So it's like, I'm praying over you so you can have clarity on what to do, because only you know what you can do.
Your situation. Right.
So
something that your younger self needed to hear.
It's funny because this came up recently, through a dream actually, and I feel like the quote is, "You don't have to do more to be worthy. You just are."
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of times we feel like we have to do this, show up this way, do this, like overcompensate for people to see our value.
The value, right?
It's like, no, you already valuable.
Right.
You just yourself.
You just gotta show up.
Literally.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's something I needed to hear when I was younger. So just wrap things up. So why do you think so many people feel disconnected? now? Like,
I feel like a lot of people feel disconnected because most people are always connected to something that's not real. I feel like with the internet and stuff like that, I feel like social media creates like this environment for everybody to just run roam free and create narratives and stories that's either not real or not like authentic to who they truly are, and other people who feel like, oh, I'm not on this level, or I haven't made it there yet, so they feel like they're not they're not equipped, or they feel like they not where they supposed to be based on other people's achievements or other people's goals or experiences, and it causes them to shrink even more.
right.
Yeah, and people don't realize the whole time, like, just because you see somebody experiencing something, nice or whatever, or they got this and they got that, they don't you don't know what it took for them to walk in their shoes.
Right.
So it's like everybody got their own journey. Sometimes you have to separate yourself and really come back to reality and what's real for you.
Right.
And just,
like, really focus on yourself.
yes.
Because I feel like you said, just with social media, everybody's so focused on watching other people live their lives that they can't even focus on what they really want.
Yeah.
Everybody's living on autopilot, like living in the matrix.
Yes.
So I feel like
so many opinions and ideas.
Right.
And it's like it's all jumbled up and you don't know what's what,
Yeah.
if you don't have your own sense of self.
Yeah. And that's like so important, like in today's world. Like, you literally have to think for yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's like a war against like people's conscience right now.
It's scary. And I feel like in a way it's so sinister. Like, even like the AI, we was just talking about this on the way here, like people using ChatGPT for like therapists, and I'm just like, bro,
right,
stop doing that.
Right. Like, you have to separate like reality and stuff, because if it gets dangerous,
you can literally take yourself into a psychosis.
Right.
Doing that is dangerous for real.
Yeah.
So people, you gotta watch.
But that's what they want. Like,
yeah.
and I hate to be
they
like
want
the
zombies.
Yeah.
Zombies.
Yeah. Like, I hate to be like that conspiracy, girl, whatever. But like, I'm big on that. Like,
they say, what's the difference between the truth and the conspiracy? And they be like 6 months. So
I believe it though, like, for real.
They know what they're doing.
Because I like predicted all these things that are happening now, like back in 2020. Like, I knew all this stuff was happening. So it's just crazy to watch it in real time. Like, it's wild.
It's scary too.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't like fall into the fear either, because that's what they want.
Yeah.
Too. So it's like you got to just pick a side you want to be on and not let it control you.
And that is true. Like things can be. I feel like even saying like it's scary, it's like I ain't trying to scare nobody, but just be aware of what's going on, so that way you can be prepared for what's going on as well. Because if you're moving through life like, oh, nothing's happening, that's not bothering me, they're not trying to do this,
you end up get ate up.
Now you're delusional in a whole nother way.
Right. Thinking that everything is just like sunshine and rainbows.
Exactly.
Like, no, it's real out here. So these are just some rapid fire questions, so you could just pick an answer. So, beach or the mountains?
Beach.
Okay. Morning or night?
Night.
What's your favorite book?
Garden Within by Anita Phillips.
Oh, I have to look that up. All right. Favorite affirmation?
I feel like they change all the time. Like, whatever phase I'm in of my life, you don't have to do more to be worthy. You just are. So,
that. Okay. All right. Biggest pet peeve?
Hearing people chew.
Oh, that's mine too. I hate it.
It makes me crazy.
Yes, like literally. Okay, so if money wasn't a factor, what would you spend your life doing?
Probably traveling. Or I would be doing retreats. I would host retreats.
Yes.
I would connect with people and host retreats, spiritual retreats.
Love that. But you could do that now, but
yeah, I can. I plan to as well. Yeah.
Okay. We're just gonna wrap this up. So if somebody is watching this and they're feeling stuck right now, what would be some advice that you would give them?
If you're feeling stuck, anytime I feel stuck, I look around and see what around me is harboring stagnant energy. So if I'm at home, I look at my room, I look at my
That's a big
closet.
one.
I get rid of stuff that I don't need or don't use. I just clear out space and make energy. I do deep cleans, and that always like helps me reset, and I can see more clear. I have more clarity. So if you feeling stagnant right now or stuck in a spot, change direction and just look around. Be aware of your environment. Yeah.
No, that's good. Like that's really good advice. Okay. Well, I enjoyed our conversation.
Me too. This was fun.
Yes. So if you enjoyed our conversation, then make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be bringing on more people. And just remember that you can bloom wherever you are planted, and even the strongest roses grow through concrete. So I'll see you on the next episode.
Period. Bye, guys.